Hi, welcome to Space Invaders. We're the series that helps with your building tasks, both big and small. Today, we're in rural Staffordshire looking at a large Georgian house. But everything's not as it may seem. I mean, this little bit here seems like it's Victorian, and there's a part over here that seems like it's Victorian. I mean, all I know is I've got to fix some radiators and alter some lighting. But we'll find out the history from the people inside. Hi, good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Tommy. Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you. It's a fine house you got here.
Thank
a good
you.
look from outside.
Yeah, welcome to Upfields Farmhouse.
Is it a farmhouse?
It was an old farmhouse. It is now, obviously, but it was years gone by.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very, very big, isn't it?
It's big for me, Margaret, and the cat.
Margaret?
Yes.
Where's Margaret?
You've got Margaret there in the kitchen.
Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Tommy.
I'll be in for a cup of tea in a minute.
Thought you might be.
How long have you been here?
We've been here 3 years, although you wouldn't know that from looking around. There's a lot of work to do, a lot already been done.
Well, take me through and show me what I've got to do today.
OK.
I want to have a little bit of a nose round this house, if I may, afterwards. Oh, I like this staircase. This is an open string staircase and it's made of oak.
And of course, the door that you came through is not the original front door. This is the one that's been sealed up. As you can see through there into the wood, onto the driveway. And can you see the column, the Doric column?
Very, very posh, that is.
Yeah, that's not an original feature either, Tommy.
No?
That was acquired under suspicious circumstances back in the 1950s.
Suspicious circumstances?
Yeah, well, it was acquired from Fisherwick Hall.
Fisherwick Hall?
Fisherwick Hall.
Well, we won't mention that, just in case they come and ask for it back.
I better show you through. I hope they don't. I better show you through to the room we're working in.
Great. It's a nice big room.
It is a big room, yeah. This is the window. This is the view down to the drive and to the wood.
Well, it's a cracker. It's a little bit overgrown, though.
Yeah, I'm not a gardener, can you tell?
It's a nice view, though, from this window, isn't it?
Yeah, what do you think about the window? Do you think it's original?
Well, the style's original, sort of original, but these have been replacement sashes. And actually, they've not been replaced very well because, as you can see, the way it's been made, the waters, and there's plenty of it just laying on these rails. A glazing bar, the rails here, they should be shaped so that the water doesn't lay on them like this. Because all this will do will make it rot very early. Yeah. You can see it's already discolouring here. But the actual design, the pattern of the windows, right, it's just the details are wrong. So this has been replaced at some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
And a new box frame. But did you know that this has got shutters?
I did about this piece of board down here.
Well, this piece of board, don't worry about, this has been actually overlaid. This, if you took this fascia off of here, you'd probably find a raised and fielded panel underneath. This is probably hardwood or plywood that's been stuck over the original panel.
Yeah.
I can actually lift it up. This is one of the shutters. And this works on a pulley here, the same system as the sash
sashes.
So it's for security and also for keeping it warm in the winter. These work up, and as they pull up, they go down and lock away. You'll have to rehang these, take these pulleys out, put sash cords on these, and work up and down there for security. And sometime in the future, would change these back to the original style.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Even if it's just to eradicate, you're always going to have a problem with this because with this water, you're going to get condensation because it's warm inside and cold outside. But once you need a sort of radiator here really that will throw heat up and it will take some of that moisture out of the air.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Tommy, because that's one of the reasons that, you know, I'm hoping you can help me with something today. We've got this radiator down in this corner, and what I'd like to do is move it from there in front of the window there.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing that, except that you've got sheet flooring.
We have.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a major problem. Anyone who has sheet flooring... What's that?
We've got a cellar underneath the room. There's a plumber down there now.
Excuse me! I'm going to go down and I'm going to put a stop to this noise, you son of a so-and-so. I am now entering the bowels of the earth, well, at least the basement of this house, and I'm going to try and investigate who's making this noise. And hopefully, it's going to be the plumber. So you're the man doing the hammering?
Hello there, I'm Paul the plumber.
Pleased to meet you, Paul.
And this is Lee.
Lee. Now, tell me what you're doing down here.
Well, basically, we've got a radiator over here that we've got to disconnect.
That cast iron radiator that's in the corner?
Yes, we've already removed the pipework from it and capped off the two ends that were going up through the floor.
Right.
And we're moving along here, and we're going to hopefully get the holes cut through and have it repiped due to the new situation for the new radiator.
Right.
If you can give us a chuck, we'll get it in and put it in position.
Right, but just something I want to say. Now, when I talked to Paul upstairs and he asked me about helping him with this radiator, I was a bit concerned because there was sheet flooring. And he said, you're okay, because there's a basement. Now, if you have a look out there, this is exactly what we mean. If you've got a basement, you can actually use sheet flooring because you can get access to the pipes and in all these spaces. But if this was a sealed floor and this was a ceiling and you've got sheet flooring above, I think I'd take the first taxi out of here. Okay, let's go and do this radiator.
Thanks. This is the radiator we've got to take out, Tommy.
Right.
We've just got to undo the tails and we can take her out and send her off for shot blasting and recoating.
Oh, lovely. All right.
Okay with that?
Wait a minute. Whoa. This is heavy.
Yes, sir.
This is Richard Parrott, who's got a salvage yard. Today he's going to explain to us how he sandblasted these old cast iron radiators.
Well, actually, Tommy, we don't actually use sand anymore because of the health problems due to the fact that sand contains silica, which is carcinogenic. So what we use now is an abrasive shot. So it's actually shot blasting as opposed to sandblasting.
I stand corrected, we do shot blasting nowadays. Right, what I want to ask you about, with this particular cast iron radiator, it's become very popular to take old cast iron radiators and either pewter polish them or paint them. Now, I think that most people shouldn't try this at home. They should send them away to be done in a factory or in a workshop because it's rather difficult to do, isn't it?
It is, yeah, very
a bit
difficult.
dangerous.
It's difficult, dangerous and very, very messy.
Right, and also another main point, which is something I want to ask you, is how do you actually stop the shot or sand, whichever you use, getting inside the radiator through the valves?
What we actually do, Tommy, is we've actually got sets of blanks that we fit to the radiator to make sure that none of the sand actually enters the chambers of the radiator.
Right. Now, because, so you've got brass valve on here and it's fairly soft metal, softer than a cast iron, would this get damaged?
In a lot of occasions, people do decide to replace them and put new ones in. It isn't, they are freely available now in shops, but it's up to the guy who's actually shot blasting. We make sure we don't, obviously it is a softer metal, so we are careful and we're actually working around the area of the valves.
Right, now, you're going to show us how to spray paint this today, or Tony is. I mean, we don't normally do it in the farmyard, but it's just so that you can see how we do it. And it's going to be sprayed with red oxide?
That's right, it isn't actually red oxide. Again, red oxide is a lead-based product that was stopped using a number of years ago. This is actually, the stuff we're using today is a specialist product that is used in the marine industry, actually, for painting bottoms of boats. So,
right. It does the same job?
It does the same job. In fact, it's better. It is actually a better product.
It's safer because it's lead-free?
That's right. It contains no lead at all.
Plonker somewhere in the centre.
Do you think I'm stupid? There's no point in getting older if you don't get wiser.
I'll do fine, thanks. That's great.
Now, this radiator has been shot blasted and primed, ready for its top coating. Now, what else we got to do?
I've got to position it in the centre of the window, far enough back, then I'll drill my holes through, mark the holes to connect to the pipework running underneath in the floorboys.
Right, well, if I leave that up to you, on your own, can you handle it?
No problem.
Because I'm going to go and see Margaret, because she promised me a cup of tea earlier, and I'm absolutely gasping.
That's no problem at all.
I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll bring you one back after.
That's great. No sugar, thanks.
No sugar?
No
right
sugar.
These kitchen lights have got to go, after my cuppa, of course. Hi, Margaret, have arrived for me a cup of tea.
There you are, Tommy.
Hello, mate. What I want to talk to you about, Margaret, besides having a chance of this cup of tea, I'm dying of thirst.
Well, cheers, Tommy. Wine for me, tea for you, because you're a West Ham supporter.
And you're an Aston Villa supporter, Paul?
Definitely, yes.
Well, you can't help that, but still. Could you tell me a bit of history about the house?
It's Georgian, and we're trying to bring it back to what it was.
Well, it's all Georgian. I noticed a couple of bits on the end that seem slightly later.
Yes, it is, yeah. But how much later, I don't know. Perhaps you could tell me?
Well, they look like Victorian pieces to me, but we can't be sure.
It's quite interesting, isn't it, that little bit?
Right, yeah. I mean, was there a lot of work to be done when you first took it on? You've been here 3 years.
Well, my husband's a bit slow because he does play golf.
Right, yeah. Well, I play football, so I know the feeling. Now, take this lovely Arga. Was that here when you moved in?
Yes, it was, yes. And to be honest with you, it's lovely to come down to it first thing in the morning. It's lovely and warm. And the cat, that's the cat's home as well.
Yeah, I can understand why. It's the warmest place in the house.
That's right.
But there's some nice, beautiful pieces in here. I mean, is it all antique or...?
No, unfortunately, that is modern. And really, I would love to change it for something old. I've got to get round my husband for that, though.
Yeah. Well, you could distress it if you like the piece itself. You know, make it look older.
I don't know how to, though.
Oh, well, just find some of the local builders who are not quite as good as they should be, and I'm sure they can distress it for you. How many people actually live in this house, then?
Me and Paul and the cat.
And how many rooms or bedrooms has it got?
Not enough, because when you fall out, you need to go into a different room each time, don't you?
That's slightly evading the question. How many rooms in this house?
There's 7 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a conservatory and 2 lounges. And even in the inner hall, we can make sort of a sitting area as well.
So it's going to be long-term plans mean you'll be here for some time?
Well, the way we're going, it's a bit slow, 3 years, and we haven't finished yet, so. Glad to have you here, actually, because it's made him have a little bit of a spurt on.
Oh, right.
Yes. And with you helping with all this, it's really helpful.
Well, he's asked me a few things this morning. I'm going to give him a few tips, which might help him, you know, to get a bit of a push on.
Oh, good.
When do you plan to do the entrance? You know, that beautiful grand entrance?
In the spring, summer. That will make a big difference.
Yeah. Have you got a plan for it? How you're going to actually do the approach to the front door?
We actually want a circle so you can turn your car and go back.
Oh, so this is going to be the new drive?
Yes, it will be the new drive, yeah.
Right.
So if you come in 12 months' time, hopefully there'll be a drive there.
Right, now tell me what's been the hardest job you've had to do so far?
It was the repointing, because the mess from it was horrendous.
Did Paul do that himself?
He did it with our friend Ken, and Ken Adams, and it took, all in all, about 9 months.
Oh, well, he wasn't on piecework then?
Well, he was a friend, so he sort of enjoyed the garden as well. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that the sort of pay you get when you work out here? Come and enjoy yourself in the garden?
Well, he enjoyed it as well, you see.
I don't think I
brought his dog as well.
All right, then, well, tell me your most favourite change that you've done so far.
The bedroom we're in at the moment, perhaps show you a bit later on, but that's me. Because really, when we bought this house, I wanted a cottage.
You wanted a cottage that had 7 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 loos, 2 lounges, 4 kitchens, 5 conservatories.
Can I stop you there? It's 3 loos.
Hi, welcome back. We're at a large Georgian house, which is a real cracker. Our tasks for today are concealed lighting and cast iron radiators. So Brian, you're changing all these pendant lights for recessed downlighters.
That's right, Tom.
Right, now, the reason you're doing that, I presume, is because the ceiling's low.
That's it, yeah.
Right. But what's this hole for here?
Well, that's actually the centre where we're moving the recessed light to. Obviously, this is screwed to a beam, and we need a 3-inch clearance.
Oh, right, so you have to have a 3-inch clearance all the way round?
That's it, yeah.
Right, are these low voltage recessed lights?
No, they're mains voltage, actually.
But they haven't got a transformer?
Well, they have got a transformer, but it's actually built into the lamp itself. If you have a look at this. You see there?
So what, this is the transformer?
Yeah, 240 volt supply, and it's transformed down to 12 volts, so we keep the heat down.
Oh, that's a clever idea, because if you don't do that, they get too hot and there's a fire hazard.
Fire hazard, yeah.
Right, now that goes into this fitting.
That's it.
Right, so this is what we call an eyeball light, isn't it? Because it moves around.
Yeah.
Well, should do. Oh, it moves around there.
That's it, in direction.
So that gives you a bit more versatility to the direction of the light.
That's it.
Well, that's good for these beams because you can actually shape the light where you want it. Right. Well, let's see how you're getting on with this. Now, a very important note You might say to yourself, why has Brian used a tissue to hold this light, this fitting? The reason being, this is a halogen lamp. Any halogen lamp at all, you mustn't touch it with your fingers, because the grease from your fingerprints, which goes onto the lens, when you turn the light on, heats up the grease from your fingerprints and blows the lamp. And they're quite expensive. So don't ever use your bare fingers, bare hands on a halogen lamp. Is that right, Brian?
That's right, Tom.
See? Right, what's the next stage?
Well, I've already been upstairs, we've had the floorboards up, and I've cleared any wires that might get in the way of this position as to where we're going to put a tank cutter through.
Now, it's very important to check you've got clearance before you do this. Now, this is a special cutter. This is a cutter. This cuts the ceiling panel out to the size of the fitting. And then we just pop it up. Do you want to have a go? So Brian has cut out the precise hole size for the fitting. He's connecting up a flex to the light circuit and the light fitting with a junction box. And don't forget, this new light fitting is a double insulated fitting, so does not require an earth connection to the existing circuit. However, if you are in any doubt at all, please consult a qualified electrician.
This is the lounge, Tommy.
Well, this is a real, what I would call a real fab room.
It's not bad, is it?
Wow.
It used to be 2 rooms actually, and as you can see where it used to be. This fireplace used to be right in the middle there.
Well, was this wall as thick as this then?
Well, I presume so.
Did you have this done?
No, it was already here when we actually bought it. Quite a remarkable room, isn't it?
That sounds like a remarkable clock. Is it that one there?
Yeah, that's my clock. Yeah.
Well, that'd wake you up in the morning, wouldn't it?
No, that wouldn't wake me up.
No, I think this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So you inherited this room?
Yeah, we did, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have moved here without something being decent here.
You are so jammy. I think this is lovely. Really
Not bad,
is exquisite.
is it? Not bad. Shall I show you the rest of the house?
Marvellous, lead me on.
This is a spare room, Tommy.
This is a spare room?
Yeah.
God, this would be good for anyone's main bedroom.
Well, we had the coving put in because it was very bland before, very, basic.
Very plain.
Yeah. And the fireplace was painted. We scrubbed that down sort of thing, and we didn't know what to do with it because it was stone, but it was very dirty looking. So we actually made it black.
And what about the overmantel? Did that come with the fireplace?
No, it didn't. It came with us. That was one of my bargains.
But what about this beautiful 4-poster bed?
Well, actually, I'm looking for a really old one, but eventually I'm going to put some drapes on this and a nice bedspread. Tommy, this is my favourite bedroom. This is me.
Well, it's very different to the last one, such a contrast. It's very pretty, though.
Well, I wanted a cottage. This, to me, is my cottage.
I love that old wash stand by the bed there.
That was the best bargain of my life. That was £5. I stripped it down, and brilliant, isn't it? And how about the bed?
It looks terrific. I love a brass bed.
That was found in a shed and cleaned up and done. This is my bargain room. Right, this is one of the bathrooms, Tommy.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. And this is a cast iron, almost a slip bar.
Yes, it is, but I tell you what, when it's cold, it's blooming cold when you get in there.
It'd be a bit small for me as well.
Yes, it would actually, yeah. You wouldn't like to try it, would you?
No, take my word for it. My feet would hang out at the end.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Look at the size of the shower.
Yeah, a friend of ours calls that the car wash.
The car wash?
Yeah.
Very aptly named. Margaret, this house really appeals to me. It's a bit of me. And I think it'll be a bit more of me when it's finished.
Right.
So therefore, I'm going to get back to work.
Okay then.
Here you are, Paul. It's a cup of tea, I promise you.
Thanks very much. Better late than never.
Ah, well, let's have a little recap of where we are. Now, you've taken the old radiator out of there, cut the pipes and towels that served there, redone all the plumbing work, the pipe work round to here.
That's right.
And fitted this right underneath the window.
Yes, we positioned it there.
Connected it up.
Yep.
Now, I know these cast iron rads are heavy, so you want to get the position right the first time.
Right.
But why have you chosen to put it right slap bang in the middle of this window?
Well, I've always preferred putting radiators where a draft is, which is 9 times out of 10 a window. You always get drafts coming through windows, and I'm a great believer the heat off this heats up the draft as it enters the room, therefore makes it more comfortable.
Well, I'm of the same opinion, but it is a contentious issue. There are two schools of thought on this.
Correct.
But I think it's the best place to put it underneath the window, because you won't put anything else underneath the window, because you need access to a window to open it and to clean it, access to get the curtains closed and open, and it also frees the rest of the room to put your furniture around exactly where you want.
That's right.
Am I right?
That's correct.
But the only thing is, we do have a problem with old-fashioned reclaimed cast iron radiators. It's very, very difficult to calculate the heat output.
That's correct, yes.
I mean, on the new ones, it's not, they come with all the details.
That's right. With the older ones, you haven't got ready-made guides to give you the heat input or output of the radiators of like these. You can get them, but not readily at hand.
But it's not really a problem here, because Paul's going to put a proper fire in his fireplace when he gets round to it, whether it be coal or gas or whatever. But it will be a proper fire, and it will then make these secondary heating facilities in this room.
That's correct.
And they'll more than compensate for that, won't they?
More than do that, yes.
Because it does also depend on what you're going to put on the floor, whether you're going to put a carpet or whether you're going to have a hard floor. Also, it depends on what type of curtains you're going to have. You can have heavy curtains and the type of furnishing you're going to have in the room. But I'll tell you one thing. If I had a period property like this, these are the radiators I would choose. Well, I think the lights look really good.
The lights are great. Before everything was bland, now everything sparkles. And of course the best part is Margaret won't moan about people banging their heads on the lampshades and the dust from them.
As if I would.
I'm glad you said that rather than me. Now, the other job we've done, which is in the back room, we fitted the new radiator, the cast iron one. What do you think of that?
The radiator's great. It's going to really warm that room up, especially with the fire in there as well.
Well, if you ever get round to finishing it.
And of course the radiator is very much in keeping with this sort of house as well, so it's really nice.
So you're happy with it?
Very happy.
Really happy, yeah. It's great.
Well, I've had a great time working with the boys. It's been a great pleasure meeting you both today. Plenty of tea, you've looked after me very well. And I just want to thank you, actually, for being here today.
It's been a pleasure having you.
Well, that's it. A job well done. That's it for now. See you next time on Space Invaders.
Tommy Walsh's Space Invaders returns at 2 tomorrow, while next on Quest this afternoon, it's the critical stages for Mark Evans and his self-built helicopter. In a Chopper is Born.